Welcome back to Kick It with Kelly. Should be called Kelly's Corner for obvious reasons because here we are again, but I did stick to my promise and I took you all out and about with me today to the gym for my weight training session. I've been asked a lot, what am I doing right now? What is my goal? How am I working out to reach that? So I will explain, like I said in a previous video, it is not true that everybody needs to do 3 sets of 15. It is also not true that you need a whole day for arms and back day and chest day and then glute day. And to me, I just don't have time for that in my life. A lot of people make time for that if that is what they like to do. Totally cool. I'm the kind of person where I want the most results in the least amount of time possible. So I did take an entire course in school for this in post-secondary called Advanced Exercise Program Design. So I get my information from there. So I stuck to between 8 to 12 reps. That is the max growth area that you want to be in, the sweet spot for muscle hypertrophy, muscle growth. Anything 8 reps and under, you're really going towards that max strength area. So that's more powerlifting. And anything 12 reps to 20 reps and above, then you're getting into endurance, where your body's gearing up for endurance. So I really want to stay between 8 to 12 reps for max muscle building, get this tissue back. And also my internal core stabilizer muscles, I want to make sure that those are firing properly. Watch out for inflammation because that's going to shut them off. Okay. So as I work on that, I am mentally firing all those internal core stabilizer muscles when I am working out. So during my workout, I did not film every single exercise the whole way through because nobody has time to watch that either, but I did film enough to describe to you my form, the proper breathing, etc. So please enjoy this. This was 1 set to failure for each exercise to cover the entire body. 1 set to failure means you are landing in 8 to 12 reps based on the amount of weight that you choose and until your muscles fail, meaning you cannot do another rep. When that happens, even if you can get 1 more rep, you do a hold. So you stand there and just hold the weight as absolutely long as possible until you're unable to hold anymore and you naturally just let the weights down that way. So this is what I am doing. Again, I am doing a full body. I do change up the movements once every 4 weeks. That way I avoid plateaus. So you will see my next one when my next one comes about. For now, I am doing this. I will see ya at the end of the video. Have fun. Starting with the bench press. There's nothing really to do much about form here, so I wanted to talk about breathing. The correct way to breathe while weight training is to inhale during the least strenuous part of the exercise and exhale during the part of the movement that you are using the most exertion. So here I am inhaling as the weight comes down and exhaling again as I press the weight back up. This is the bicep curl. I like to use a straight bar because I do find that oftentimes subconsciously we'll be jamming our elbows right into our body to help stabilize. We really want to make sure that the core is doing all of the stabilizing here. So I like to use a straight bar often because it keeps my elbows consistently distanced from my body throughout the duration of the exercise. Again, I am breathing in as I lower the weight down, and I am exhaling as I bring the weight back up. For the base here, keep your feet in a naturally distanced apart hips width position for you. Keep the knees slightly bent and the core activated. This is the seated cable row for your back. I have a slightly reclined position here. My core is nice and tight and I am mindfully focused on my elbows moving back in space and my back muscles firing. The back is weaker than the biceps often, and so your biceps will interject here and try to take over the workload for your back. So we want to prevent that from happening and just staying mindfully focused on your elbows moving back and your back muscles firing will help to accomplish that. Moving on to the overhead press using a straight bar. So my feet are just slightly wider than hips width apart here. I am bringing the bar right down to my chest and pushing it back up. Again, the core is nice and tight, and I am breathing out as I push the bar up and inhaling as I bring the bar back down again. All right, so onward to the lat cable pull down. This is for the lat muscles on the back. Here, look at my shoulders. They're nice and lowered where they should be. Breathing is normal. Uh-oh, seems a little too light. I need some more weight. Watch what happens to my shoulders here. I did not feel this even happening. They end up getting way hiked up and rounding forwards. This does not allow for proper muscle recruitment in the back, so make sure you're using a lighter weight rather than a heavier one, and being mindful of your lat muscles firing, also being mindful of your elbows moving down in space here. That will help keep the biceps again from helping. It's good to have a 30% recline position with this exercise, and breathing out as you pull the weight down and breathing in as you release the weight back up. Now this is the straight arm fly. This targets the smaller pec muscle. The bench I like to use for the larger pec muscle during my workout right now, and this one will target the smaller one. This is great for us women to keep those breasts up as we age. So here I am inhaling as the weights come down and exhaling as I push them back up. Be very mindful when using this exercise and dumbbells that your spine isn't starting to twist at all or twinge, as that does mean your form has failed and you either need a lighter weight or to just carry on with your hold at that point. Onward further to the dumbbell lateral raise. This targets the lateral deltoids, otherwise known as the side shoulder muscles. Here, do make sure that you have a solid base again. Feet are hips width apart. Make sure that you're not using a swinging momentum kind of motion to bring the dumbbells up. That will cause the spine to take over as the prime mover in this exercise, and we really want the shoulders to be in charge here. So this exercise will enhance your physique's appearance by creating size contrasts between the shoulders, waist, and hips. So building the shoulders, that creates an aesthetic similar to what women were doing in the 80s with wearing shoulder pads under blouses or jackets. And now for the front shoulder raise. This targets the anterior deltoids, otherwise known as the front shoulder muscles. Most places you'll see this exercise done, you will notice that they are holding those dumbbells horizontally, so parallel to the ground. I tend to feel more of a firing in the front shoulder muscles when I hold these weights vertically, like I am doing here. So hips width apart, feet, same as the side shoulder raises, and my core is nice and tight, breathing deeply, and here you'll see me doing that hold for max muscle growth. Now this here is one of my favorite glute exercises. This isn't as much of an isolation for the glute as other ones. So here you will notice my knees are behind my toes. It does help to have your feet a little bit further out than I have mine here. However, it is hard to feel in the moment. I am pressing the bar up with my glutes. I try for a slight pause at the top, and my glutes are very, very clenched there, especially at the top. I do keep them activated for the duration of this exercise. Remember, breathe in as the weight is coming down, and breathe out as you push that weight back up. Welcome now to the glute cable kickbacks. This is one of my favorite glute isolation exercises. Do make sure you're bent forward in this position because it does increase the range of motion as opposed to doing this exercise upright. Brace your abs and maintain that tension throughout this set. That will keep your back from overarching. You don't want to have that duck stance where your butt sticks out and your back is arched. Keep your back neutral with your abs tight to keep it that way. Notice my knee is a little bit overextended here. It is okay to have your knees slightly bent, and make sure that your butt or glute muscle is doing all of the work here. You want to start the motion with your glute squeezing really hard, and don't just let your leg kick back like you're trying to kick something off of your leg. And back to shoulders we go for the bent over dumbbell reverse fly. This targets the rear deltoids, otherwise known as the muscles on the back of your shoulders. This will lead to improved posture and a greater level of strength as well on other lifts. So you need to be hinging from the hips until your body is almost parallel to the floor. Allow the arms to hang straight down from the shoulders with a neutral grip. Keep that core nice and tight. Keep your knees slightly bent. And just like we did in the other exercises, exhaling as you bring those weights back up towards the ceiling, inhaling as you lower them back down. Again, I am ending here with a hold. How was it? Was it all right? Did you enjoy it? I hope so, at least a bit. That was my full body, one set to failure exercises that I'm doing right now. I will be switching that up, like I said, every 4 weeks to make sure I don't end up in a plateau and my body keeps growing because it keeps guessing that way. I will be doing a whole nother video on the science of weight training according to more specific goals that I get asked about, like figure skaters that want to stay small and lean but super fast, and powerlifting, and what do you do to get max muscle growth for all the bodybuilders out there. That would make this video way too long. So that is it for now. If you found this video helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up for me. Please subscribe to this channel for more videos. And if you do want notifications of more videos as they do come out, please hit the little bell icon and you will be notified when future videos are released. Thank you so much for watching. I really do greatly appreciate it. Have an awesome day, and until next time, I'll see ya.